There was a time when the name Mel Gibson carried a unique resonance in Hollywood, evoking admiration, excitement, and a sense of awe reserved for stars who seemed larger than life. He wasn't merely an actor in successful films. He embodied intensity, emotional depth, and a magnetic presence that captivated audiences. Watching him charge into battle in Braveheart or convey spiritual struggle in The Passion of the Christ, viewers were drawn into performances that felt authentic, lived, and profoundly human. For years, Gibson was considered one of Hollywood's most bankable and respected figures, celebrated not just for his charisma, but for his willingness to take creative risks and pour himself fully into his work. Fame arrived suddenly, reshaping his life in ways both exhilarating and overwhelming, demanding a balance between public admiration and personal identity. Early life and roots of intensity. Born in 1956 in Peekskill, New York, Mel Gibson grew up as one of 11 children in a deeply religious family, an environment that instilled discipline, faith, and a strong sense of moral structure. When his family moved to Australia during his youth, he navigated a dual identity, American-born yet shaped by Australian culture, which would later give him a distinctive edge on screen. Acting was never part of a grand plan, but once he discovered it, it became a conduit for emotions he struggled to express otherwise. Even as a young man, those close to him noticed a reflective seriousness beneath his charm, a quiet depth that hinted at both his potential for greatness and the thoughtful intensity he would bring to his craft. Mad Max and the Emergence of a Force. Gibson's breakthrough role in Mad Max transformed him almost overnight from a relative unknown into an international phenomenon. The film's modest budget and gritty tone were no obstacle to the raw authenticity he brought to the role of a haunted, solitary anti-hero. Audiences sensed something genuine in his performance: the quiet rage, the subtle pain, the emotional honesty, which made the character unforgettable. With Mad Max, Gibson didn't just achieve recognition. He established a public identity associated with intensity, strength, and vulnerability, laying the groundwork for the roles and expectations that would follow him throughout his career. Hollywood stardom and versatility. Throughout the 1980s and early 1990s, Gibson became one of the most sought-after actors in the world, seamlessly moving across genres and proving his versatility. Films such as Gallipoli, The Year of Living Dangerously, and the Lethal Weapon series showcased his ability to balance humor with darkness, charm with emotional weight, and strength with vulnerability. Audiences didn't just watch him, they trusted him, believing in the emotional truth of every role. Off-screen, Gibson appeared grounded, devoted to his family, and guided by faith, which reinforced the perception of stability amid extraordinary success. Yet, even in this period of peak accomplishment, the demands of fame were quietly shaping his inner life, preparing him for the challenges he would face as both artist and individual. Braveheart and the Power of Vision. When Gibson decided to direct and star in Braveheart, many in Hollywood doubted the project, yet his determination and passion carried it forward. The film's monumental success, including multiple Academy Awards, confirmed his stature not only as a leading man, but as a filmmaker with vision and conviction. The story's themes of courage, sacrifice, and personal conviction mirrored the dedication Gibson brought to his work, and audiences responded to the authenticity of both the performance and direction. The experience of creating Braveheart marked a turning point, illustrating how creative power can amplify both the rewards and responsibilities of artistic expression. Creative independence and faith. Following Braveheart, Gibson pursued greater creative independence by founding Icon Productions, enabling him to take on projects aligned with personal passion rather than studio demands. This path led to The Passion of the Christ, a deeply personal, faith-driven film that sparked wide discussion and drew global attention. The project highlighted his commitment to storytelling that carried emotional and spiritual weight, demonstrating an artist willing to tackle challenging material in pursuit of meaningful expression. Through these choices, Gibson reinforced his reputation as a filmmaker driven by vision, authenticity, and a desire to connect with audiences on profound levels. Moments of reflection. As Gibson matured, those close to him observed periods of quiet reflection and deep thoughtfulness. The intensity that fueled his performances also fostered introspection, a self-awareness that guided both his personal life and career choices. This contemplative approach became more pronounced over time, as he increasingly balanced creative work with family life and personal growth. Audiences continued to admire his talent, but those who knew him well recognized a man attentive to his own development, deliberate in his decisions, and committed to living with integrity in a demanding industry. A night that shifted perceptions. In 2006, an incident brought widespread attention and prompted reflection on the challenges of life in the public eye. The event marked a turning point, reshaping perceptions while also offering an opportunity for growth. Gibson approached the period with accountability, embracing a path of self-improvement and focusing on his personal values and creative goals. What emerged was a renewed emphasis on reflection, learning, and maintaining meaningful connections, both professionally and personally. The experience reminded the world that public figures are human, capable of growth and change over time. Personal growth and professional renewal. In the years that followed, Gibson concentrated on self-reflection, personal growth, and strengthening relationships, both familial and professional. He continued to work, but with a measured approach, selecting projects thoughtfully and investing deeply in those that aligned with his vision. This period was not about public recognition, but about cultivating balance, understanding, and emotional depth. By embracing a quieter rhythm, Gibson exemplified the value of patience, humility, and perseverance, illustrating that success can be redefined beyond awards and accolades. Hacksaw Ridge and a thoughtful return. In 2016, Gibson returned to directing with Hacksaw Ridge, a film celebrating courage, conviction, and humanity. Its success reminded audiences of his talent and commitment to storytelling, earning both critical praise and meaningful recognition. This achievement reflected not a sudden resurgence, but a steady, considered approach to his craft, a demonstration that artistry and personal growth can coexist. The film served as a reminder of Gibson's ability to bring emotional depth, empathy, and authenticity to the stories he tells. A life of reflection. Today, Gibson maintains a selective approach to work, prioritizing projects that resonate personally while spending meaningful time with family and close friends. Those around him describe a man shaped by experience, reflective and grounded, guided by principles and tempered by self-awareness. His faith continues to be a central aspect of his life, offering a lens through which he approaches decisions, creativity, and relationships. While no longer at the center of constant public attention, he demonstrates the quiet resilience that comes from a life devoted to both craft and introspection. Aging, perspective, and acceptance. At 70, Gibson's pace has slowed, replaced by a thoughtful engagement with life and art. The roles he takes reflect maturity, introspection, and an appreciation for meaning beyond spectacle. There is a sense of calm and steadiness in this stage of life, a recognition of achievements, and a focus on the value of personal growth. His journey illustrates that fulfillment is not solely derived from fame or recognition, but from living intentionally and embracing the richness of human experience. Lessons from a life in the spotlight. Gibson's story is not merely one of success or challenge. It is a human narrative marked by talent, introspection, and perseverance. It underscores how personal and professional journeys are intertwined and how growth often arises from reflection, learning, and dedication. His experiences remind us that even those who seem larger than life navigate doubt, choices, and self-discovery, and that the measure of a person extends beyond achievements to include resilience, integrity, and the capacity for reflection. A man beyond the spotlight. Ultimately, Mel Gibson remains what he has always been, a person of remarkable talent, commitment, and emotional depth. His life illustrates the interplay between artistry, personal growth, and the enduring search for meaning. Whether remembered for his cinematic achievements, his thoughtful projects, or the wisdom gained through reflection, his story resonates because it reflects the universal journey of learning, striving, and living fully. Beyond the headlines and history, Gibson's life is a testament to the human experience, shaped by both accomplishment and introspection, and defined by the ongoing pursuit of purpose and understanding.